Eric Kincaid Clark. Bishop Clark is the spiritual leader of the Body of Christ Assembly Church of Cleveland, Ohio. He is an author, songwriter, and recording artist. Bishop Clark inspires us to maximize our potential through biblical teachings, revelatory insight, and healthy commentary for believers and people from all walks of life. Join our community by texting MAXIMIZE to 55444. You can join Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark streaming live on YouTube every Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m., The Daily Bread Show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., and Wednesday midweek Bible study at 7 o'clock p.m. We invite you to join our global 1-hour prayer line Monday through Friday by calling 712-775-8968 at 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The access code is 304-282. Call your family and friends and get ready to be inspired. This is Your Daily Bread with Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark.
Grace and peace be unto you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. Welcome to Your Daily Bread. Good morning. Good morning. Today, back at the women. See if we can wrap that up. And that is women in leadership. Women in leadership. I want to talk about a couple of things that I preached about, but I want to talk about a couple of things that I didn't preach about. Like it, share it, follow, and subscribe. Call everyone you know, let them know that we are live. We are on the air. And we're talking about women in leadership. Women in leadership. Women in leadership. Okay. How's everybody doing this morning? Who's on? Who's on? Who's on? I am hot. Y'all know how my day get going. T. Buckner is on. LaShonda, LaWanda, Elvis. I see you, Khalil. God bless you. Minister Andre, Janice, Ben. Good to see you this morning. Ben, I'm gonna put your fingers to work a little bit today. Y'all got to look a couple things up for me if you can. LaShonda, Terry, good to see y'all. Okay, let's start. Father, bless the service, bless our time together, even as you bless the prayer this morning. Thank you for Minister Erica and all those that prayed today. Thank you for the prayer. Thank you for each one. Shonda and Keitha, thank you for each prayer. Sister Jackie, thank you for each one. Now smile upon us and move in the midst of us is our prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. Women in leadership. Type that in. Women in leadership. Women in leadership. Let's talk a little bit about the phenomenon of people who still don't recognize women in ministry in this day and age that we live in. I just want to dwell just for a moment on how absurd that is, that there are entire denominations that don't believe in women preachers, don't want to see women pastoring, and if they invite you to speak, because they don't preach, they invite you to speak, they'll have you stand on the floor and all that. Of course, you got to wear your hair covering and all that. Can you even believe, like, am I the only one? Like, I move around in a lot of circles and I meet a lot of people, and certainly through school, I'm in school and I'm online, and we're all over the country. And you talk to people and I cannot believe that there are people alive in this day and age, in this time that we live in, that in their religious tradition, in their way, they do not believe that women should preach. And this is what they say. This is what they will say. Show me in the Bible where God called a woman to preach. Well, he told Mary Magdalene, go tell my disciples that I'm risen. What did he, What did he say to anybody else? But go tell the people that I'm risen. Here's the good news. I don't know. I don't know. We have Priscilla, as I preached Sunday. Priscilla, who was the pastor at the church. I think it was in Antioch or one of those cities. I forget right off. But amazing. Women in ministry. Y'all type it in, women in ministry. Are you the first time guest? Okay, Erica's talking. Good. Yeah, if you're a first time guest, and y'all invite people to join us in our conversation. But today is going to be a conversation I think it's going to bless somebody. Here we are today, and women are running the world. Corporate America, we have more female CEOs, CFOs, COOs at the top, the highest level of leadership, the business world. And you know what business is about? It's about the bottom line of dollar. It's about dollar. And to make money, you got to be ruthless. I guess that might be a crude word. You got to be relentless. Okay. Making money is not about moving on your emotions. It's about analyzing data and making tough decisions. So, you know, the maternal instinct of women and that softness and whatnot, they can impede that. They could control that and get into an environment that makes money. And then they can come home and hopefully, you know, unwind and be the mother that is needed in their house and the wife that's needed in their house. But making money is not about emotional. Like, I don't feel this, I don't feel that. Intuition plays a part at times, but not that soft, emotional, you can't make this decision because whose feelings going to be hurt. No. And yet women are succeeding incredibly in business. They're judges, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're surgeons, they're inventors. They are construction people. I see them on construction sites. Come on, dog. Certainly. Now, to keep it real, I do think that there are some jobs that women should step away from. I saw a recent video of a police officer. She was a woman. She pulled over this guy and he just beat her up. He just disrespected her. And they came over and said, you don't, and the general public helped the lady. And they said, you don't treat no woman like that. You don't put your hands on no woman. You don't hit no woman. You don't. And I'm saying, this is a police officer. Wait a minute. The gender is moved out. She's a police officer. But because she's a woman, she's a weaker, smaller. I mean, why they got this woman pulling over these guys? And that's not good. That's not good. You know, physically, you know, now some jobs physically, women they passed the physical test. They passed it. Okay. But this is my personal opinion. It's not an issue of right or wrong. I don't want to see the woman that is a fire person. She could work in the industry, but don't be the person that's got to carry the hose up the ladder and carry somebody down from a fire. I'd rather see a man, a stronger person that could do that. And I think that there are some jobs like that. Now they got women weightlifting contests and all that. Women lift 300 pounds, 700 pounds. Okay, well, let them be the fire women. Let them be the police women. Not these little olive oil types, right? But when it comes to leadership, leadership is not just limited to ministry. But it's interesting that in this spectrum of ministry, in this area, people have apprehension. And women are more intuitive. Women are more spiritual, sensitive to God. Women are more willing and ready to serve. They're more giving. They're more flexible. I mean, when you take a look at the qualities that it takes to serve, to pastor, to shepherd, to teach, to preach it, women are, you got the stuff, man. You got the gift. Pastoring is a nurturing job. Pastoring is a loving, caring, forgiving, sensitive job. To be a pastor, women are absolutely suited. Now, I think y'all have heard me express my sentiments as it relates to preaching You know, there are a whole lot of men can't preach, don't preach. They call themselves preachers and they can't preach. They're not good at preaching. Then you got some people who are teachers. They call themselves teachers and they are not good at teachers. Really? They're really. You know, if you teaching, I'm not learning, you're not teaching. That's exhorting. If I just keep telling you the Lord is good and he's going to bless you. Yeah, the Lord is good. Read this verse. See, I told you the Lord is good. He going to bless you. Dude, that is not teaching. So, you know, preaching and teaching is not something that a man could do and a woman cannot. Preaching is preaching. Teaching is teaching. Leading is leading. Pastoring is pastoring. And to do it well, whatever it is, preaching, teaching, leading, that's how I go. You know, the boy Tatum up in Boston, light-skinned guy, shoot the ball real good. Got him over $300 million contract. He's not gonna make all that. He's gonna make a good amount, but still, he got a $300 million. Why? Because he helped this team, helped lead the team to a championship. They got a championship. They're the NBA champions. And his partner Brown he's got a $300 million contract as well, because they both super good. Now, guess what? If you don't win, if you don't get no championships, you don't get the big contract. Sometimes, if you don't win, if you don't lead. My point is they're getting paid because they get the job done. Oh, my grandson is going to the NBA. Well, that don't mean that he's gonna get the big contracts. You gotta be a winner. You gotta be able to get it done. You gotta be able to score. You know, we're in a generation who values style and technique more than they do results and success. Like, you know, I was preaching recently. I said the guy goes up for a layup. He jumps real high and he spins in the air and he's floating and then he missed. But people put it on the social media platform and say, "Wow, see how high he jumped. Wow, look at this fancy spin." And it's like, yeah, but he missed. I don't care about the style. I don't care about the technique when you don't get the job done. Well, it's the same thing with women in ministry. I don't care about the gender. Get the job done. Can you do the job? That's all we want to know. Can you do the job? Now, I wanted to steer the conversation towards this, and I want y'all to get involved. I mentioned Ben, I mentioned anybody. Hey, go online. Would y'all tell me, somebody tell me, give me the bio of Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris. Just type in her name and give us her bio. Somebody put that up. Is Kamala qualified to be president? We want to talk about first her qualifications. That's what I want to talk about. Is she qualified to be the president? Can she be president? If America says, no, we don't want her, is it because she's a woman, or is it because she's a black woman, or is it the combination of the two? Or is it her character? Is it her track record? Is it her political positions? Let's just have a conversation. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not know the answers to all of these questions because I don't follow it like that. But that was what's on me this morning as I'm praying. Our country is in a mess. So, man, our country is in a mess. And this last fiasco with somebody trying to assassinate former President Donald Trump just adds to the melee. It's just crazy. It's just a lot of craziness going on. And, you know, President Biden, you know, the ideal that he's old, he's too old, he's not equipped. He is moving slower. He is older, and he might be able to do the job now. Here are my thoughts. He might be able to do the job now, but we have to go 4 years. So 4 years, I do know that sometimes when decline sets in on our seniors, sometimes that decline, let me see if I can make the light better. Sometimes the decline is, it starts to rapidly progress. So if he's getting slower in the next 4 years, by the time we get to the end of 4 years, man, might get really slow. Now, there's some that are saying, okay, well, let's re-elect President Biden. in lights that if his time, not only if he expires physically, but if he is no more equipped to serve, then Vice President Kamala Harris will step in. Well, then there's the argument of over $300 million raised for the ticket, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and we're too far into those that are, Democrats, too far in to say, no, let's get another candidate. Why? Because this money can only be used for this ticket. So the only way they can use this money for the election is if Kamala Harris, I have a problem saying her first name because I'm like Carmela. No, Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, that money could be used for her if they change something. But if they get somebody else, they got to raise up a whole lot of money, and they don't know if they could do that, and they don't know if whoever they get is going to be able to beat Donald Trump. And, should Trump win, should the Democratic Party win, the Republican Party, it's good on both sides, it's bad on both sides. I don't have a dog in the race. I really don't. At the same time, I am enamored, and I'm interested to see what role does gender play in this political future of America. Like, no, we ain't ready for that. No, we don't want that. No, now she's the first woman vice president. She the first. Is she? That's what I'm looking for. Ben, thank you. That's what I'm looking for. I wanted to give you all a moment. Let me find my glasses. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, on January 20th, 2021, Kamala Harris was sworn in as vice president, the first woman, the first Black American, and the first South Asian American to be elected to this position. Give me a little bit more, anybody that can, on her political career. I mean, the girl has a very impressive political career. Her career started out low levels. She came up, higher through the ranks and served for years. I think she has like a 30-year career in politics. Like, she didn't just come out on the scene. Like, she'd been in it for a long time. Can anybody get me that? I could hit my computer and stuff and hit it up. A wise man that I know said, you got to be shrewd. Yeah, you got in business, you got to be shrewd. That's right. Okay, God bless you, praying couple. Thank you. Somebody chime in. Okay, let me see if I can. Y'all being a little slow. Let me see if I can find. Tell me, how long has Vice President Harris been in politics? Okay, how long has she been in? And what has she done? And I'm trying to ascertain from her bio, from her resume, from her experience, is she qualified? And really, I got a very simple answer to that. Because what was Donald Trump's history in politics? Right? He didn't have no political background. Yeah. Okay. As vice president, she has worked to bring people together. Okay, district attorney in California history. She was the first Black woman to be elected district attorney in California history, first woman to be California's attorney general, first Indian American senator, and now the first Black woman and first Asian American to be picked as a vice president running mate as the major ticket. Her years, let me find that out. What are the years she have in how many years in politics? Okay. She has led the fight for the freedom of women to make decisions about their own bodies, the freedom to live safe from gun violence, freedom to vote, freedom to drink clean water and breathe clean air while making history at home. She is also representing the nation abroad, embarking on more than a dozen foreign trips, traveling to more than 19 countries and meeting with more than 150 world leaders to strengthen critical global alliances. The vice president has been trusted partner to President Joe Biden as they work together to deliver mutual achievements that they're life-changing for millions of Americans. Together, they have invested in the economy to create a record number of jobs. I'm trying to look for her. They capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. Really, they did that. They got that done. You know, that's not my world, so I wasn't tracking that. But those costs, as I understand, were reaching $1,000. And they got the cap down to $35. That's impressive. Cuts prescription prices and improve material health by expanding gun safety laws in 3 decades, forming a bipartisan coalition. They enacted $1 trillion investment in the country's infrastructure to remove every lead pipe in America and make the most significant investment in public transit, repairing bridges, and high-speed internet in history. As president of the Senate, Vice President Harris set a new record for the most tie-breaking votes cast by a vice president in history, passing a record that has stood for nearly 200 years. And her votes have been consequential. This includes casting the decision vote to secure passage of the landmark Inflation Reduction Act, the largest investment ever in tackling the climate crisis. She also presides over the unprecedented vote to confirm the first Black woman justice, Ketanji Brown Jackson, to the Supreme Court while working alongside President Biden to achieve historic representative. I'm looking for a history, fighting the people with nothing new advice. I understand they doing a whole big thing with the vice president, but her history, let me see what, 2 decades, that's 20 years. She got 20 years. Y'all just saying y'all don't want Donald Trump. Well, my conversation today is not about Joe Biden or Donald Trump. My conversation has to do with women in leadership. First of all, is Kamala Harris, our vice president, qualified? Let me hear y'all chime in. Is she qualified to be president? What do y'all think? My 2 cents is absolutely, emphatically, 25 exclamation points. Yes, she is. From her history, from the work she's done in California. I remember reading through laws that she passed or pushed through, or things with restructuring their penal system, restructuring the police department. She's done a whole lot of things on a local level in the state of California. And then coming up on a national level, she had a great impact. And I remember when she was running for president, I think it was before, of course it was before, about 4 or 5 years ago. And they had her in debates, and boy, she was giving Donald Trump the business. I remember that. I said, who is this fierce Black woman talking crazy? That girl was, she was intense. It was almost as if, I know I'm not going to be president. I know I'm not going to win, but I got some stuff to say. And y'all about to hear me. Woo! She didn't know she was going to become vice president, but she lit that man up. Woo! And her rhetoric was intense. Man, this woman has some intense rhetoric. You say, I would say, yeah. LaWanda, you say, with her history, I would say, yeah. And check this out. She has been vice president for years. Like you right next to the Oval Office. You're right next. You see what it takes. And I was talking to my son, who is, on the surface level, he reads a little bit of this, reads a little bit of that, but he's not that deep into politics. He's like, you ain't even heard nothing that she, like, what has she been doing for 4 years? Well, dude, part of their job is not to compete with the president. She's doing a whole lot of stuff, but they're not going to make that headline news. Why? Because we want to focus on the president. She must decrease so he can increase. But believe me, they are busy. What do you think? She's just chilling, sitting around drinking margaritas? She put on her orange, her bright orange shirt and sit around and hang out? No, the girl is working like a Hebrew slave. Are you kidding me? You better. And yeah. I mean, and I'm sure the articles that I started reading, I could have continued. It will begin to highlight all that she's accomplished in these 4 years. What has she done? What's she been doing? What is her initiative? What's going for her? Right? Tell me what the first lady of the country has done. I'm sure she's done a lot, but it doesn't make the headline news. We don't blow all that up. What we had in Michelle Obama was a treasure. That was cold-blooded. Somebody said that Michelle Obama should have ran as president because she's such a likable person. She's brilliant, smart, articulate, sharp as a knife. And she would have, because she's likable. I don't think America likes Vice President Harris the way they liked Michelle Obama. I don't think they liked her. But I think that Vice President Harris would be 20 times more qualified than Michelle Obama, considering her political background, understanding how these systems work, understanding bipartisan, understanding Congress and Senate and House and voting and bills and all that stuff. Man, that's intense. You almost have to be a lawyer just to know how the whole process works. How do you get a law passed? How do you veto? How do you direct funds? Who controls this? Who controls that? Who controls the other? Right? So, yeah, that's my opinion. I'd like to hear from y'all. I'm looking. Let me see what y'all say. Y'all not talking to me this morning? Y'all quiet? Yeah, y'all quiet. Ain't nobody want to talk to me. Sherry says, amen. Ben, Carmela is qualified. She is not genuine. Okay, you have an idea on her. That of course our opinions, yours, Ben, and mine, and everybody else's is subjective. It's the way you see it. That's like I saw a report on the girl Amber Rose, model type, hot girl. She's throwing her celebrity endorsement behind President Trump, and she says, "I heard that he was a liar and he was racist and so on and so forth." And she said, "And I did my own investigation." She said, "I listened to his speeches, and listening to his speeches—that's your investigation? Just listening to him read the teleprompter? So that's your investigation?" And she said, everything he says is for, well, talk is cheap. Talk. That ain't no deep dive. That's a deep dive. No, you got. It was laughable. So, Ben, when you say she's not genuine, where are you coming from? I don't know, because I'll keep mine real. I haven't done a deep dive, but I was very impressed when I seen the way This was years ago when I seen her debating on the stage. And when they start asking her about Trump, woo, I said, man, when you say some fierce stuff about somebody like that and you call them a crook and a no good business person and they're a laughing stock and you talk about ungenuine. Well, she used some very choice words. When you come at somebody like that, that's public like that, and you're a public figure like that, you better know what you're talking about, because they will come back at you and after you. And she was like, well, let them come. I am who I am. I do what I do. And you talk about ingenuine. How about this new vice president that they picked? And soon as they picked them, the media, the internet went crazy. Vice president, the running mate for Donald Trump. This guy has spent the last 7 or 8 years talking so bad about Trump that he is the worst. Said, I'm not even going to vote. I'm not voting for either president. I'd rather vote for my dog. I put my dog's name in because, these were his words. His words were so bad about Trump. And now he's running with Trump on the ticket. You talk about ingenuine. So what? My question would be, well, okay, well, all they go, hey, listen, if that ticket wins for the next 4 years, all they're gonna do is play what this kid said, what this young politician had to say about Trump, and what changed it in a day. You get a chance to be vice president. So you talking about ingenuine? I think we got some questions there. But give me some more, Ben. Give me some more. She's qualified, but she's not genuine. I don't know. Give me some more there. Michelle Obama is not qualified. You're right, but she is genuine. She is believable and charismatic. You got it. Genuine. That's tough. That's tough. It's not real hard to read people. Sometimes you can be spiritual and discerning. Sometimes you can listen and say, yeah, it ain't sitting too good. But to know the motives of a person's heart is sometimes beyond our scope. For a person to say, I love you, right? And they say, that's not genuine. They're just saying that because they want me to, or whatever. They're trying to whatever, right? I used to serve at my book table. So I would travel around the country, preach, and then I would be at the back. I'd shake hands and this, that, and the other. And I know how to be kind to people. So here comes a person, and I noticed she got on a brooch. Wow, look at that brooch. Normally, I wouldn't have said that. Wow, it's a very nice brooch. Good morning. Would you like to see this? Like, if you extend a compliment, a kindness, right? Can you say that's not genuine? Because my intention is to get their attention, to bring them over to look at my wares, my products, my book, whatever. Is that ingenuine? Because I wouldn't normally stand around and say, nice jacket, nice brooch, whatever. People do what they have to do to sell, to get the vote, to raise the money, and so is it considered ingenuine? Everything that you do that you would not normally do? Because if that's what we're going off of, Ben, then we wouldn't do a lot of stuff. You go into work, you speak to people, you're being nice. Sometimes you don't even want to. You don't want to go through all this. But you do it because it's your work environment. You want people to like you. You want to have a good day. You want to have access to opportunities, so on and so forth. And so I don't think it's fair to say that you're ingenuine when you do things that you don't really want to do. You don't really, it ain't really, but I think it's maybe it's another way to look at that. But you might be talking about something that's more specific, because I'm not that deep into politics, and that's why I like to talk a little bit to y'all. Who else is saying something? I think she just wants to be about it, not talk about it. Okay, and you talking about the vice president. She ain't all about the talk. She just handling her business, doing her work. Well, she has been put, Renee, in a very precarious position, because you got a lot of people calling for the sitting president to step down from the race, don't run. And yet her job is to support him. And they're basically saying, if you step down, vice president, maybe we should run the vice president as the head on the ticket. That's an opportunity. I don't know if she feels like, oh, that's something that I would desire. I want that. And at the same time, you are called to support the president. It's a tough position to be in. Manzella, she is qualified. You say yes. Okay. Horton, the same way Carmela talked about Biden is now his VP. So now I haven't seen that. That's information, brand new information for me. So you're saying that Kamala, vice president, she was dogging President Biden prior to, in the way that this young man, in the way that this new nominee is talked about Trump. Well, the way that, have you seen this stuff? Have you seen this stuff? What is it, Senator Vance? Have you seen the stuff he said? Wow. I could talk to y'all all day. J.D. Vance did flip on his opinion about Trump, and that is disingenuous as well. Yeah. Carmela, like many in politics, is doing what she must do to climb the political ladder. Well, she almost at the top. She one rung from being at the top. And I don't know. Okay, let me try to bring some sense out of it, because I just wanted to get engaged with y'all a little bit. And I can tell that politics is not many of your all strong suit, as it's not mine either. And sometimes it's better to be thought of food than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. And so, you don't talk about what you don't know about. So I'm hosting and I'm talking through some areas that I will tell you right out, I don't know. These are uncharted waters for me. I'm looking at stuff on the surface level, and I'm trying to hear the sentiments of you all, the people. Quick question, about 2 or 3 of them before we go. Y'all type in the answer for me right quick. I'd like to hear your opinion. Is she qualified to be president? I think she is, from her political career, and the lying, the falsifying, the switching sides. That's politics. That's a part of it. And so I guess you're saying, Ben, she got that down. She know how to flip the script. She know how to change. She know how to adapt to what she got to do. Yeah, in that environment, that's what you got to do. But can she run the country? Can she make these decisions and help guide? Because the only person that comes in like a dictator, like they're just gonna say what it's gonna be, and that's what it is Donald Trump. We ain't never seen nothing like this. We ain't never seen nothing like the guy has 34 guilty indictments, felonies. How do you even get a chance to run? We never seen nothing like this. We have just seen the Supreme Court give him immunity, said whatever he did as president at any point is good, cannot be charged for it. Man, he just got a get out of jail free card. Like, have y'all been following this? You can't believe, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. They dismissed the cases down here in Florida. Out there in Atlanta, look like they're going to have to postpone that whole trial for 4 years. It's starting to look that way. on election tampering. And then on sentencing, as it relates to what he's been found guilty of, that might even be moot. But the argument should be, well, he did these things when he was not president. But anyway, are we ready as Americans to receive a woman president, a woman in leadership? Are we ready? Are we ready? I don't know, but I do know this. These women are doing a phenomenal job, fantastic job. And this is progress for me, because you found me 25 years ago, 20 years ago, I didn't have these same feelings. Oh, I honored women and go preach, go teach. I never had a problem with that. But running the country, I would have said, no, I don't want that. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. Not at all. I'm free. I'm delivered. I'm progressive. And at this point, what I can see with my eyes, I would rather have Miss Harris, Vice President Harris, in the Oval Office, in the White House, as president, than the alternative, than the option. But, you know, I'm being prayerful, because there's good on both sides and bad on both sides. All right? Just something to think about. We'll be preaching more of a spiritual word. We'll be more religious tonight, 7 o'clock. I'll make sure y'all tune in tonight. Sow your $24 seed if you can today. Sow it and let God grow it. Multiply it back to you today in Jesus' name. I love you, and I'll see you this evening at 7 o'clock. Until then, peace to the family.
Visit Bishop Eric K. Clark's Linktree to discover more ways to contribute, explore our website, engage with us on Facebook, purchase exclusive EKC Ministry content, and start your journey at Maximize Your Potential University. Thank you for watching Your Daily Bread with Bishop Eric Kincaid Clark. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell to stay connected with our YouTube community.